Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You are watching Live with LWL, Lindsay with Love on Monday, November 25th, 2024. Holy cow. We're almost done with 2024, you guys. Positive day to all. Welcome, Zenny, to the chat. You guys, we're almost done with 2024. What do you want to do when 2025 hits? I'm not a New Year's resolution person. First of all, I'm not resolving to do anything. I'm out creating my best reality. So I'm not going to stop doing something. I'm actually going to start doing something else. And I do not wait. 112524, and I'm not going to wait until 2025 to do it. What is happening with my hair back here? Wow, this camera really picks up everything on YouTube. Hey, oh, you guys, my little doggy's in the background of the YouTube video. How cute. Look, you can see her maybe. Can you see her way back in the corner? She's hiding on the pillows right there. She's so cute. Okay, let's get going. So we're going to talk about doing the boring thing. Doing the boring things. By the way, this is not my original idea, although I have been doing it unconsciously, I guess. Thank you for, hey, Angel, Confidence Soul. Thank you for the Pippi is sleeping. Thank you for the alien pet. Alien pet, I like that. That's cute. Gloria, welcome to the chat. Skolin26, welcome to the chat. Those of you that are new here, if you're interested in having conversations around astrology, energy healing, spirituality, perspective shifting, how to win the game of life using your own natural energy, by the way, the energy that's already inside of you, not anything that new that you have to do, then you might as well click the follow button up here. If you want to become a VIP of mine, you can do that for $4.99 a month, and VIPs get their name, and their comments and questions read first. Good morning, Kristen. VIP Kristen's in the house. Hey, VIP Kristen, welcome to the chat. Mimosa Monday, Shay Shay. You got Thirsty Thursday, Mimosa Monday going. Zenny says, I'm building my community communication business always, no matter the year. Same. And I kind of, in my mind, I'm thinking at this point, I say it a lot, and I'm like, why do I say this? I always say, you guys, it's 2024. The other day I said it's 2025, and I was like, did I just time travel? Okay, not really. But I'm like, you guys, it's 2024. Why do we not know how to use our energy? I know, but like, what is the big thing that's going to happen that people are like, oh, and they truly wake up? You know, when you say like, wake up, it's like that type of thing for me. I'm like, when are we going to really, as a collective, start to understand it? Yep, always will be branding. Good job, Shay Shay. Go on, my friend. Do what you got to do. All right, you guys, friends in the chat, I love it. If you're new here, please say hello. And if you're interested in manifesting with a powerful group of manifesting beings, spiritual beings, creative beings, multifaceted beings of the universe, then you might as well join the Manifesting Club today. Doors do close in 5 days, you guys. 11:30 doors close. We're manifesting together on the 2nd, December 2nd, with new moon energy at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're also manifesting together on the 13th, Friday the 13th, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join them. Hey, Linda, welcome to the chat. So Diane, welcome back to the chat. So if you're interested in manifesting with us, please join. It's only $11 a month. $11 for 2 manifesting sessions. You show up to the chat, you show up to the Zoom session, you enter what you desire into the chat. And Catherine, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Catherine Creates. I love that name. And from there, we all send energy to you. It's a very powerful thing to do if you're interested. Okay. Really quickly, the other thing I'd like to announce is astrology reports are open. If you order yours now, you'll still likely get it in time for if you're gifting it to somebody or if you're gifting it to yourself for the holidays. So please, if you're interested, order your astrology report sooner than later. And the exciting part is I am also offering now e-gift cards. So if you're interested in an e-gift card, I didn't think I was going to do a Black Friday kind of like promo thing for the holidays, but I'm going to do 15% off all my e-gift cards. So you can find an e-gift card and you can gift somebody. So say you don't know their birth time or something, you could e-gift them whatever amount and you can use it for all my services. So maybe they want to do a channeling session, or maybe they want to do, I don't know, they want to join the Cosmic Collective. You can use it for subscriptions. Maybe they want to learn how to be an energy healer and they can get the Reiki Master course, or maybe they want to just heal themselves and they get the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course. There's a billion ways you can use it. The point is 15% off all of my e-gift cards, and you can find those in the link in my bio. Okay. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm sorry, this is super delayed, but it is what it is. Zenny says, I missed Friday's live. I was super busy with business, so I'm grateful I wasn't busy this morning. Well, you know what? Being busy with business is a good thing, right? That means your business is thriving. Go on, my friend. All right, let's go. So we're going to talk about being boring today. Oh, the dreaded B word. This is, first I heard this from a business coach I had. Her name was Bridget. And she was like, you got to be boring. And I was like, what is that? Like, I get it. I get what you're saying, but like, what? And then I started to think, I was like, realistically inside my business, I'm excited all the time. I don't feel bored, by the way, but I have to do things that are consistent things that become quite monotonous. I'm never bored on these lives because it's always a conversation. I feel like every morning I'm waking up to like a little party, a little like spiritual gathering where we drink coffee and chit chat and do the best things ever and set our energy right. So this, not boring. However, the concept of this, going live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, quite monotonous, wouldn't you say? Right? Wouldn't you say? So she kind of talked about this when I was in her group. And then now, to make it true, 2 years later almost, which is quite interesting, Tim Denning writes an email, be boring if you want to be successful. And I don't even know. He got this from a guy named Naval Ravikant. So we're going kind of, I mean, of course, ideas get spread across many different industries and niches. So the bestie life coach, Lindsay. Yay, Kristen, that's super cute. Thank you. I feel like I did not drink enough water on this road trip yesterday because, like, obviously the more water you drink, the more you have to stop. And now I'm like slightly parched. All right, let's get going. So basically the idea is being boring is what eventually makes you successful. So I think about, like, I'll share with you my day-to-day, for example. Typically every single day, I do for sure go live, except for Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday, Sundays, I'm still kind of on very much like a corporate schedule per se, simply because at this point in my life, one, to build a passive income business, for the most part, passive, will require a lot of upfront work. So I think a lot of people have this idea like, oh, I'm just going to have like this passive income business and voila. And unless you are an investor, that somehow you're investing, say, into a business and you're receiving royalties or commissions or something like that. And or maybe you're like in an MLM or something like that, which I'm not against, by the way. A lot of it's not going to be passive right away. You've got to build the foundation, right? So just like our energy system, we build a strong foundation. We realize it's a system. And then once the system gets going, boom, now we're manifesting. Now life is good. We're flowing with ease. It's not chaotic. Hey, Lauren, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here. You guys, thank you for all the likes, by the way, 2.7 thousand. We've been streaming for, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. That's so amazing. Thank you. So just like the energetic system, we build out the business at the very beginning. Super. And this is not going to be all about business, but I'm just thinking in my day-to-day life. And this is how I've been able to be successful in my business, in building my TikTok. So what are you trying to manifest? Are you trying to manifest a side hustle? Are you trying to manifest a different looking body, right? We could look at this from a gym perspective too, or a health and lifestyle perspective. So it could be any perspective. I'm using, hey, Tony, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here, my friend. I'm using it from the perspective of my business because this is where I really recognize how my life could be considered boring, although I'm always having fun. So step one, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, going live every single week, week after week after week, month after month after month. This is how I've gotten myself to 19.8 thousand followers. You guys, we're almost 20,000. That's wild. When I first started live, I was at 6,000. So 14,000 followers in a matter of a few months. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's in all the best ways. But I did the work, right? I put it in. So then from there, I get my steps in. Before this, I get my steps in the morning. Typically, on a typical day where things are like a normal day, where I'm not super busy or something. So I get about 6,000 steps in the morning. I wear a weighted vest. And I put bala bangles, right? So I'm getting my steps in. I'm listening to something inspiring, something new, something maybe it's not new, but it's helping me remember something from the past, right? Some sort of podcast, spirituality, personal development, whatever. And I'm getting downloads at the same time. So I'm writing them on my phone. This happens every single morning. So this is very boring stuff, but it's not boring when I'm doing it because I'm getting steps, I'm feeling good and I'm healthy. And by the way, I'm getting so much inspiration because my body is moving as I'm listening to this inspirational stuff, right? But you could say if you do that every single day, that's quite boring, right? Okay, then I meditate every day. Boring. What? Meditation is one of the most exciting and thrilling moments of every single one of my days, by the way. But it could be boring. It's kind of boring when you first start out. You feel like you're not doing it right. How come I can't get it? What is this dropping in that we're talking about? How come I don't see colors? How come I'm not getting downloads? How come I don't understand what's happening? But then if you do it every single day enough, all of a sudden you're what could be considered probably one of the most boring things by people that don't do it, meditating. Like most people say, oh, you're just lying there. That's boring. But when you really tap in and connect your third eye and you activate your energy, it becomes one of the most exciting things of your life because you're getting all this knowledge and you're getting all these downloads and this inspiration and da 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 da. Do you guys see how cool this is? So they're saying be boring. And I'm like, okay, I'll be boring. And then I do my lives. And then after my lives, it's usually a combination almost every single day. By the way, Shay, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the heart me and for the heart ticket. That's cute. Thank you. Almost every single day, it's a combination of writing astrology reports, learning something new almost every single day, like whether it's technology for my business, whether it's more astrology stuff, whether it's watching a webinar, whatever, something new almost every single day. And filming TikToks almost every single day. I try to film I try to batch film as best I can, but sometimes I'm just tired. And like one video is better than none. That's kind of how I look at it. So even if I just were to film, say, the astrology for tomorrow, then I don't have to worry about that tomorrow morning, and I have it done. And then tomorrow, maybe I have more energy, and then I can really tap into filming. And that's my day. And that happens all day long. I'm either creating TikToks, I'm writing reports, I'm working on a course, creating a course, working with my clients. And then the days that I'm with the Cosmic Collective or I'm with the Manifesting Club, those are kind of the more exciting days because it's not it's not every single day that I'm doing it. Oh, no, VIP Kristen, that's okay. I'm also filming on YouTube, and it seems like it's kind of caught up to my YouTube film viewers. Like it feels like it's like not lagging anymore. But yeah, it's kind of hard, right? When you're traveling, you got to just do what you can do. And I'm like, I'm just going to do what I can do. So here's Tim's advice, it's advice from Naval. Naval, I think is how you say his name, Naval Ravenkant. I don't know this man. I don't really know much about Tim Denning. I know that he's created a lot of wealth for himself through writing, and writing in a very kind of blunt and forward way for people to kind of get it. You got to get it. Good morning, Billy Joe Cup. Welcome to the chat. VIP Yafa Empress is in the house. Hey Yafa, what's up, my girl? Deanna's in the house. So he says, step one, that he says, do these boring things to find success sooner. He says, being boring is what eventually makes you successful, because what they're saying, they're using the word consistent for the word boring. Now, I think that using words is very powerful in your life, because sometimes people really resonate with one word and sometimes people really resonate with another. So you're like, oh, to be consistent is so hard. It's so hard to be consistent. I'm struggling to be consistent. First, take those ideas out of your brain. But what if you were to say, I'm going to be boring today? Would that help you? Because it kind of feels like to be boring, you don't have to do much of anything. Do you see how the words can really make a difference in your life? Ashley, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for the likes. Billy Joe Cup. Do you guys see, does anyone that's listening, do you resonate more with, I can, like, you're like empowered. You're like, I can be boring today. For sure I can. Versus I'm going to be super consistent today. I know I can be consistent. Or this week, for example, I'm going to be boring this week versus I'm going to be consistent this week. Now, remember, the boring stuff is still productive stuff, so let's not get it twisted. But from a mental perspective, if you're psyching yourself out around the consistency that it requires to actually get the success you want, maybe you turn it into, I'm going to be a little bit boring. And then I'll just be boring. VIP Kristen says, I've been trying to research healing my chakras. How do I know if it's working? You'll feel, VIP Kristen, you'll feel more secure in your root chakra. You will feel less fearful. You'll have more confidence and courage. You'll feel more creative. You'll feel more passionate. You'll just feel better in life in general. But each chakra does go with an emotion. So start with the root. Remember, always start with the root. If you guys are interested in healing your chakras through a program through me, like me guiding you through it, then you can join the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course. VIP Kristen says, yes, I can absolutely be boring yet productive. There you go. Exactly. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm boring. It did take me a long time to find my discipline and my consistency. It took me a long time. Now, of course, I have a Sagittarius ruled 6th house, but Saturn is also inside. So not only do I want to be wild and free and spontaneous and expansive and all of these things, but Saturn is also teaching me big life lessons around maintaining my work and health routines in the 6th house. So I said, okay, Saturn, I'm going to play your game. I'm going to figure this out. And now, boom, look at me. I'm growing every single day. Zenny says, boring leads me to the fun parts of life and business. Boring is the responsibility part for me. Exactly. It's the consistency part. It's like, okay, like, for example, when VIP Kristen could not get my Masterclass, when she couldn't get my Detox Your Energy Masterclass. And I was like, if everyone, like all the information on the internet is saying it's like a glitch that's just going to go away. And then it didn't go away. And I was like, okay, well, something is strange here. And then I realized, you can't just assume your technology is always connected and working. Probably, Lindsay, now you have to add in maybe a technology report once a month. Is your technology all still connected? Is there something strange, like nobody signed up for your free masterclass in a month? I wonder why that is, right? I wonder why that is. It's like chasing happiness versus contentment. Oh, that's an interesting way of putting it. I like that. Oh, sorry, I missed your first comment. Angel says, as an ADHD entrepreneur chasing dopamine, it can be the extremes of being more content or boring. Yeah, there you go. And also, if you resonate with being an ADHD entrepreneur, right? Some people are like just gung ho, can go for it. Some people do have ADHD or whatever. I try not to label myself as anything. I've never been diagnosed with anything. I don't really even go to the doctor. So for that, but if it resonates for you, then yes, of course. That's a good way of looking at it. So he talks about exercise. We talked about that. It's like predictable and boring, right? Exercise. It's something that helps lower stress, releases the happy endorphins. He says choose some form of movement, do it every day. And he says the advice is so basic because it works, right? And we were talking about this, VIP Yafa Empress, if you're still in the house. We were talking about this together in our Cosmic Collective conversation on Friday, I think, where you were like talking about kind of an epiphany, and you were like, I realized everything about energy is so simple. And it's like, yes, of course, because the brain is trying to make it complicated. Specifically, the ego is trying to make it complicated. The ego's like, oh, I don't know about that. Oh, don't do that. Da, 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 right? But it's actually super simple, but it's profound. It's profoundly simple. And it's like exercising every day. It's like, oh, if you just moved your body every single day, you'd be in better health. And choose which way, you guys choose which way resonates for you, because I specifically as it relates to, well, anything you do in life, but exercise. I read this really interesting article back in the day, and I can't even remember who wrote it, or like, this was a long time ago, but this really stuck in my mind. And they basically had determined through some research. Now, once again, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but they basically said that if you were to take somebody that like hates running versus somebody that loves running and make them run the same amount, they realized that the person that hates running, it was actually detrimental in some ways to their body, because they hated it so much when they were doing it, and they were only doing it because someone was like, you should run every day, and their heart wasn't in it. And so that gave me a lot of permission, because I was like, like the gym is just loud and noisy and blah. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my Pilates and my yoga at home and get my steps in with a weighted vest, and like permission granted. And I have my free weights and I can do what I want to do. But it's like, follow your heart on during the exercise, specifically because actually hating whatever exercise you're doing is not really doing you as much good as you think. I thought that was really cool. So I was like, whoa. So maybe that helps for you, specifically if you've been struggling with an exercise routine that you really want to stick with. Tangi's in the house. Hey, Tangi, welcome back. Tim says, read throughout the day. Now, this once again is taken from, hey, Patty, welcome to the chat. Now, once again, this was taken from Naval. Oh, gosh, I can't say the name, you guys. Naval Ravikant. He says, read throughout the day. Reading is a superpower. While everyone drowns in Netflix, read unpopular books and become smarter. So, yeah, I agree with that, too. I think a lot of the times we're in patterns where history does, in fact, repeat itself. Why does history repeat itself? History repeats itself because the collective, people individually have not done the work to heal themselves. And as a collective, we stay in a low vibrational state. And that's why history repeats itself. It's not anything more than that. It's not anything more than that. We've stayed in a collective beehive mindset that is low vibrational. And that is why we continue to do the same things over and over and over and over again. All right, so if we were all to just heal ourselves, the 29 of you that are watching and the people that were in and out, if you were to all just heal yourselves, you would do huge work for advancing society just by healing yourself. Autumn says, in Buddhism, every day the instruction is to haul water and chop wood. Yeah, very simple, right? She says, on a neurobiological level, boredom has been linked with creativity. Well, yeah, right? Because think about it. If you're sitting there in silence, your brain is going to keep you and your heart. That's why I was saying, I think you might have not been in the room, Autumn, when I was saying my meditation routine. If you don't meditate, you think it's probably very boring. But meditating is one of the most exciting things I do every single day, because who knows what's going to happen in it? Who knows where I'm going to be guided? Who knows who's going to come through? Who knows what inspiration I'm going to get? So it's very beautiful. Thank you for the heart me, by the way. Yes, yoga and meditation helped me heal my trauma. Yep, mine too. The trauma that I didn't even know I had, right? So it's like, I just was on like a routine to try to lose some weight, and all of a sudden I got a whole spiritual awakening, which I'm not mad about, by the way. All right. he goes on to say, write so you can think. So write, like pen, paper, write so you can think. He says most people are numb. I'm just paraphrasing, by the way, in this write what you think part. It says most people are numb. They parrot the mainstream society. They kind of are a parrot to the boss. We already know this, right? Most people don't use their super critical thinking skills. Most people are like, well, so-and-so said that, and I'm going to go with that. So he says, if you don't think, you become a lifeless zombie. By the way, his writing is very forward. So once again, these are not my words. If you don't think, you become a lifeless zombie programmed by society for oppression and abuse, which, well, okay. The best way to think is to write. Writing is therapy for the mind. Writing helps you join the dots between random ideas. And he's a writer, by the way, and he basically says, usually I can't write. I just sit down and I start writing random stuff, and then eventually it comes together as like a whole article or whatever. He says, if you don't write, you're not thinking. I said, oh, wow. And he says, writing might be boring and hard work, but it makes you a magnet for opportunities and smart thinkers. Right. His next advice is go to bed at 9 or 10. He says people need to be healthy. They need sleep. And he says that you can wake up early and get a head start on the day. And going to bed early is boring, but it's also how you become semi-extraordinary. Which, by the way, I am a Pisces, double Cancer. All day long, I am absorbing energy. You do not have to tell me twice to go to bed early. I'm like, thank you. Good night. Bye. Danji says, this is the time frame of truth and nothing but the truth. Yeah. Oh, this is a time frame. I see. You did 75 hard, and your main criticism was I was so bored, but it was good for me for sure. Yeah, of course. Of course it's boring, because I'm sure that's like, honestly, that's probably where the hard comes from. Yes. Is it hard to do for me to read 10 pages a day would not be hard. For me, the hardest part would be the exercise, the inside outside part, right? Because I just, that would be the hardest part for me, I think. But I think the hard really comes in when you're like, this is a very monotonous routine, but then everybody achieves these crazy results from it. Why? Because they're being boring. It's called consistency, right? So we're reframing boring to consistency to boring. Waffles and Winston, welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. I used to love to write via Kristen says, I think I need to get back into it. Yeah, maybe give it a shot. Maybe this is a little bit of a confirmation or a synchronicity. Angel says, sounds like self-care first, which goes out the window when we are procrastinating, etc. Zenny says, I have notebooks beyond notebooks with writing. Amazing stuff for me to do since age 7. Yeah, I always think like with my notebooks, like, oh, first and foremost, whoever finds these notebooks, if somebody were to find them, they might think I'm a little wild and crazy. And then I'm like, do I burn them? But I'm like, I can't really bear myself to part with them in a way. It's like my synchronicities for years, my angel numbers for years. It's like my spiritual journey unfolding. I should actually go revisit them and maybe write a book. And that could be like my source. I don't know. I'll go back to old notebooks and be like, man, she was smart. I need that now. Exactly, right? So it's like, yeah, sometimes monotonous is good. Too much chaos and dopamine highs with tech. Yeah, monotonous is good. And yeah, the dopamine hit, right? I think that's what a lot of people are going for. He says, eat a decent diet. Let's keep going with the conversation. He said, eating vegetables is boring. Yep. They taste like eating grass and don't have any sugar highs that make you high as a kite. Healthy food might be boring and make you a plain Jane, but it gives you enormous energy. Isn't that the truth, you guys? When I tapped in, the reason my spiritual awakening happened is because I totally credit this to my spiritual awakening. I do believe, by the way, that we all have like kind of like timing, a timeline when we come down into our blueprint, like it's going to happen at this time or whatever. But I totally believe 100%, 3 things had to happen for my spiritual awakening to happen. And this is how it happened. 1, I was so fed up with myself, you guys. Have you ever sat there and been like, you are so annoyed with your own self? I was annoyed. I was beyond annoyed. I was like, who are you? You are lame. Get up. Do something with your life. By the way, when I had this moment of like, Lindsay, get it together, I had a job. I was paying my bills. I have a good group of friends. It wasn't like anything was awful in my life, but I had such insecurities. I did not feel good enough for anything I was doing in my life. Somehow I had made it into my dream life, but energetically I was not ready for it. And I was in like the fake it till you make it kind of crew. And I just feel like that's it backfired for me. I don't know how many other people have faked it till they made it, but I feel like for me, I was never good enough, even though I was already doing the work, even though I was already hanging out with people, even though I was already in the nice restaurants, wearing the nice clothes, da 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 da, whatever. I did not feel good enough inside, and I was so tired of being insecure and jealous. I was annoyed with myself. So I said, Lindsay, get it together. You've got to figure out something with this, because this is not how you want to live your life. 1. 2, because I was a little bit heavier, carrying a little bit of weight. I was very stressed. I'm not blaming the stress. I'm just saying I was not honoring my body, right? I wasn't honoring my body with the food I was consuming, with the drinks I was drinking. And so I said, okay, what if I were to just lose some weight? Then perhaps I would feel a little bit more confident. By the way, this is like old Lindsay before spiritual awakening, but it worked. It worked. And it's not because I lost weight that I became more confident, but I do think like look good, feel good is a real thing. And I like kind of live by that, right? Look good, feel good. That's my vibe. I don't know. Use your discernment. You decide what your vibe is. Bex is in the chat. Welcome to the chat, Bex. Then, so what I did is I got fed up enough with myself to make a change. I think you have to have that part of the programming to actually make a change, right? You have to be annoyed. Because if you're just like, I'm kind of annoyed some days, but other days I'm like, you know what? It's not so bad. You're probably not going to make the change and be consistent with it. So I was super annoyed. And I decided I was going to go on my partner was like, well, why don't we do like a cleanse? We'll do like a raw vegan cleanse. And I was like, what is a raw vegan cleanse? And he was like, we will eat only fruits, only raw fruits, raw vegetables. So we're talking like salad with no dressing here. So raw fruits, raw vegetables, unroasted and unsalted nuts. Thank you, Happy Hippie, for the rose. And we allowed ourselves to drink black coffee because we were both working in coffee, and water. That was it. And you could eat as much food as you wanted, by the way, because it was raw fruits and raw vegetables and raw nuts. But that was it. So we were going to try for 30 days. We made it 18 days. I lost, I think, and by the way, I'm not recommending this. I'm sharing with you how my spiritual journey turned on. I ended up losing weight. I'm not even going to share with you the rest of it. So that cleanse, that me releasing the crap from my body, plus I was going to yoga quite regularly, mostly going to yoga quite regularly because we couldn't go out to dinner and that's like our thing. So like every date night was gone because what were we going to go to a restaurant and be like, we would like green salad, but you can't put any dressing. Please make sure that the nuts are unsalted. Like, you know what I mean? So date night was out the window. As far as like dinner dates goes. And that was a very LA thing. So we were like, well, now what do we do? So we would go to yoga like almost every night. Between me being fed up with myself, detoxing my body, and going to yoga, I sparked my spiritual awakening. So he says, eat the vegetables. They taste like grass, but they give you enormous energy. Yes, I would be up so much earlier than I was before. And of course, it's all like compounding, right? It's like you start to notice the changes in the body. You stay consistent because you're excited about the changes that you see. You have more energy, so you're up even earlier and you're doing all the things. And it was just this like beautiful harmony. And then one day, my whole life was like, whoa, what is happening here? And then I started getting all this information around what's really happening on the earth and how the game of life is actually played, which is from an energetic perspective. Rick, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. Wendy, thanks for being here. It's nice to see you here. Thanks for the rose. I'm going to get caught up in the comments. Stacey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the rose. Happy Hippie, welcome to the chat. That was a programming. So glad you woke up. Yep, of course. Me too. Made it and got sick. So healing now. I looked in the mirror one day many years ago and said, who are you? And what the hell are you doing? Zenny said, yeah, there's that moment where you just are like, you're looking at yourself, but you're like, what is actually happening here? Now I look at myself and I'm like, I'm talking to myself in the mirror. I'm like, you got this. And I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And I'm creating every day. I'm having a conversation with co-creator, God, source, universe, creator, whatever you want to call it. We don't give it a label in this chat. In this chat, we don't give it a label. We're not playing by any rules other than we are all from the same energetic source. And the highest vibration is love. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was a lot of conversation I wasn't planning on having. So let's keep going. Then he says work harder than most. I think that's fair. I think every single millionaire, I read a book once or an article once, and they were talking about how like they had interviewed a bunch of millionaires. And the one thing that they found, like the common denominator amongst all millionaires was that they stayed consistent. Now, what is consistent? Boring. What is boring? Work, right? You're welcome for sharing. No worries. You guys, it gets crazier after that, right? I met an angel. I got in a near-death car accident experience. Like the whole thing is a wild, crazy story, but it's a beautiful story nonetheless. And yeah, it's like I wouldn't trade this life for anything. Even through all the ups and downs, I wouldn't trade it for anything. You are helping many souls understand. Thank you, Tanji. Yes, I am. I'm trying anyway. That is my soul mission, by the way, to raise the frequency of the planet. At first, I thought I was going to do that by energy healing people one at a time, which would be a very long process. And then I realized that you can just share your story and you can share all the ways that energy connects in a very tangible way on this earth and help people understand how they're connected, like what energy they're putting out to really make changes in their lives. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm using this platform to do it. Angel says, I wonder if it feels like work if you are listening and following intuition and mission, though. It does not, because I follow my intuition every single day. You guys, I don't know how to say it. It feels very like bragging and ego sometimes, but I promise you that's not the space I'm coming from. But I do, part of helping people is sharing your story so they can kind of start to see like how it might be working in their lives, right? So what are your synchronicities? What are things that you've had a hunch about and then you were right? That's your intuition talking to you, right? And so I'm connected. Hello, spiritual AF. Welcome to the chat. Do I ever do Reiki on live? No, I don't. Angel, no. But we will do some breathing and stuff together. If you are interested in sessions with me, though, I do offer private sessions, but I also do group energy healing once a month inside the Cosmic Collective, which is my spiritual community. So you can join that. It's a subscription for $33 a month. Every single month you get spiritual lessons. You get 2 spiritual chats. I just set up Discord so the community can be kind of in constant contact with each other if that's what they choose. And you also get group energy healings once a month. So it's a really powerful space inside of there and very capital V supportive. Just a beautiful group of people if you're interested. So he says work harder than most. That one's pretty easy. I'm not going to talk more about that. Like we all know, but it's not, to your point, it's not work for me because I'm not making a lot of decisions in my day anymore. People are mentally exhausted because they're making decisions. If you wake up in your morning, you open your eyes, and the first thing you do is go on TikTok. Count how many times you scroll or how many times you watch. Just do a fun experiment for yourself one morning. In a matter of maybe I don't know, some people maybe wake up and go on TikTok for an hour. I don't know. I go on TikTok to post my video. I stay on for a little bit and scroll a little bit because people that are TikTok experts say that it helps video get pushed. I don't know, but I say, okay, I'll do it a little bit. And then I leave because I don't have time to be on TikTok because I'm creating, right? I'm creating for TikTok. And think about how many choices that you're making. Yes, watch. Yes, watch. No, swipe. Yes, watch. No, swipe. And some people just like, do. And by the time you wake up in the morning, say at 6 o'clock, and it's 7 o'clock and you have to get in the shower, you've already made like a billion choices. And I know it's very exaggerating, obviously not a billion, but I don't know. I'm actually very curious to know the answer to the question. Maybe I'll do it. I have a fast brain too. So I could say, if you have a very fast brain, then you might have this many choices you've already made. Maybe I'll do an experiment on myself. That's a good idea. So you've already wasted all this energy on just making choices on who you're going to consume on TikTok before you even started your day, which involves probably working for a boss somewhere or running your business. It also involves probably some kids or some sort of other responsibilities outside of just you and your job, maybe a partner, maybe whatever. Like there's so many things that could be involved, right? And so really being mindful around how many choices you're making in the day. But when you're connected to your intuition, you're not making choices. My intuition tells me this morning, I was like, I actually don't think I'm going to go live. Really, I was like, honestly, I'm kind of tired. I was up until midnight, which is like late for me with my sister and my brother-in-law chatting. My partner went to bed because he drove the whole way. So he was very tired. But we were chatting, we were having fun. And this morning I woke up and it was 7:40, which is also late for me. So I went to bed late, woke up late, but I was like, you know what, but I'm on vacation. I've got most of my work done. So I feel okay. And then I was like, maybe I just won't go live. And then my intuition was like, just do it, Lindsay. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go live all week? Because what's an hour of your day? And you've got people that want to hang out with you. So I said, okay, you guys, is this still streaming? Because everything has just stopped all of a sudden. Are you guys still there? Am I talking to the ethers? This is so strange. Virgo boys in the house, welcome. Okay, VIP Deborah says thank you. Okay, you guys are still there. Sorry, this was not like a ploy to get things going again, but I was like, wow, everyone's just really like tapped in right now, right? So the intuition basically told me, my intuition said, just go live, do it, right? So I said, okay, I went downstairs, had some coffee. Thank you guys. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that we were still streaming because I'm in a different place, right? So I wanted to make sure I'm still connected and everything. I appreciate you. Thanks for confirming. Thank you for the heart meet, Yafa Empress, VIP Yafa Empress. VIP Kristen says, this is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. VIP Deborah says, just so intently listening to you this morning. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks. I appreciate it. I was like, guys. So then my intuition said, no, go live. I said, okay. So I went downstairs. I had a coffee. This is 8 o'clock. I was like, I'll go get my computer and stuff was still in the car. It's overnight. So I got my computer, got everything set up. And I was like, my sister was like, yeah, we're going to go. We'll be back in a couple of hours. And I was like, well, where are you going? And she's like, oh, we're going to go get our milk. So they go get milk from like a special place. It's like 50 minutes away, 50, so almost an hour away. And I said, oh, okay. So my intuition already knew that I would just be sitting in a house with, well, I mean, my partner is here, but he's also doing some work. So my intuition already knew I would just basically be sitting in a house by myself doing nothing. So I should just go live. Like, what is the actual excuse, right? So my intuition told me that. I said, okay. And through the remainder of the day, I'm going to, you guys, I'm super excited. I have all my videos filmed. So the predictions, the channel messages where I actually channel for each zodiac sign, they're going to start posting tomorrow through the 28th. And then all of my horoscope videos are going to be posting the 29th through the 1st, just as an FYI. And I managed to get almost everything done besides like, I want to say maybe like, I still have to edit like 17 videos, but the editing is not that time consuming. And I can kind of do it as I go each day, other than my YouTube editing, but that will not take a lot of time. So my intuition is basically like, that's the rest of the day. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go with my sister and my brother-in-law to do a little bit of shopping. And my partner's going to stay here and chill because he's not much of a shopper. And he's like, I just want to rest because he had a long day yesterday. And I said, okay. And yeah, that's my day today. And then we'll probably, I don't know, have dinner at home. Yeah, my sister said she's going to make dinner tonight. And like, that's it. And you see, I don't have to make any decisions. So I'm not tired. Like if you were to just tap into your energy, learn your chakra system, then you would just know how the day is going to flow. And of course, you guys, there's room for like random things are going to happen in the day or whatever. But also like, I'm never really worried. On Friday, we went, for example, I tried my best to kind of like keep certain times. But then on Friday, we were like 3 hours on a call. I said, okay, that's fine. And then it's like, oh, shoot, like maybe old Lindsay would have been worried. Now I have to rush around. But my intuition, the reason I said it's fine, my intuition was like, don't worry. You're going to get everything done. Don't worry. Just stay present and honor this conversation. So I said, okay, no problem. And then my intuition, sometimes I start to freak out. I get ahead of myself, right? The ego likes to do that. Oh, thinking too far into the future. And then you just cause yourself anxiety because you're like, I have to do this and this and this and this. And then my ego or my intuition will sometimes say to me, Lindsay, you're going to get it done. Stop. And I say, thank you. And that's it. VIP Deborah, VIP Mallory is in the house. Oh, welcome to the chat. All right, you guys, we've got to do our manifesting. It's already 10 o'clock. Let's see if there's much more. Oh, there's only one more. There's only one more, so I'm going to finish it. He says, the simple life is the best life. And he says, the simple life is boring to most. He says, he has a kid who says, I like raising my kid, doing work I enjoy, and not owning flashy stuff, just treating strangers like they're all friends. He says mates because he's Australian or New Zealand, a New Zealander. He says, I don't have wild aspirations to fly to Mars or to make love to Jennifer Lopez, but simplicity gives you clarity. A simple life makes it easy to live. A complex life leaves you at the mercy of gurus, shortcuts, hidden secrets you spend your entire life looking for and never finding. So the simplicity of it all really is learn your energy. That's it. You don't need me to do it. You don't need me to teach you. You can go Google it. You can start learning about your chakras on YouTube, on Google, through my course if you'd like. But just pick one way to do it and actually learn it. And then you really do not have to worry about it anymore. Now, do you have to honor your energy every single day once you're in this lifestyle? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that does mean every single day I'm meditating. Every single day I am doing some heart breathing. And it doesn't take a long time, you guys, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Most of my meditations, I'll put on a guided meditation, specifically guided. My favorite one is Bob Proctor's Abundance Meditation. But there's also, lately I've been finding some transcendental meditations, which aren't guided, but they're super powerful. I wouldn't do those if you're not into meditating yet. I would say start with a guided one that's easy. But every single day, right, you have to honor your energy. So first, figure out your energy, step one. And nobody's is the same. So I can guide you to how to do that, which is clean up your chakra system, activate it, balance it. You can do that inside the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course if you're interested. You guys, all my services are in my link in my bio, or you can go to lindsaywithlove.com. So step one would be to balance your energy. And then step two would be honor it every day. And that's a very simple life. It really is. And when you do those things, your intuition is turned on. Things do not feel like work. You know exactly what's happening every step of the way. You're creating your reality. You're not afraid of what you're creating because you're creating it, right? So, and then it just becomes a very beautiful life, very easy. You start every morning this way, soul life purpose. Same, my friend. Yes, guided, agree. Yep, exactly. Thank you for sharing the live. Yes, no compromise. Yeah, find what resonates with you. Exactly. Yeah, not everything's going to resonate. Good morning, friends. Looking gorgeous, Lindsay. Oh, thank you. I'm not in my bathrobe. I'm like here in some weird lighting, but thank you. I'll take it. You love simple, so life purpose size. I love my simple life. It's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people are addicted to the drama. We talked about this the other day. They're addicted to the chaos. So it does take a second to get out of the chaos and feel comfortable living in thriving mode versus survival mode, where they're like waiting for the other shoe to drop all the time. When people are like, if you are somebody who says, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, you are basically manifesting like some chaos to come to you, right? Because you're like, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for something to happen. And then the people that finally get to a calm life, they'll maybe sit there for a while and then they're like, this is weird. So maybe they'll self-sabotage by creating drama for themselves, and or they'll almost kind of like manifest it in a way because they're literally just like waiting. They're just like, okay, I'm waiting for like what's next. Right? It's the people that are like kind of under the dooms cloud, the raining cloud, and it's like, oh, this and then this and then this and then this, and it's like you gotta break that programming, that patterning in the brain, so that you don't keep getting another one of these, like another this and then this happened and then this happened. If you don't want this to happen, you got to break the programming, right? VIP Deborah says, I just sit back and say, what a beautiful life. I'm so thankful. Same. Mel, welcome to the chat. Thank you for sharing the live. VIP Mallory says, bounce your energy, honored every day. It's very simple. Got to get out of work, callbacks, have a great day. Prepare for the worst. I'm like, no, exactly. The doomsday preppers that are like, oh, I'm preparing for the worst. I'm like, are the people that are like always talking about it on politics and stuff. And they're like, and then we're going to have World War III. And then it's going to be nuclear. And I'm like, you're manifesting it. Shut up. I'm not actually saying shut up to them. But also, I'm like, please stop saying that. Like, and I was saying about that earlier, VIP Mallory, and maybe you weren't in the chat yet, but I'm like, the reason history repeats itself is because our collectively, our minds have not gotten to a space where all of us, or at least enough of us, realize that what we say is so powerful. How we present ourselves is so powerful. What we're teaching and sharing in the world and our energy is so powerful. So collectively, we're still at a place where we're repeating our own mistakes. Do I do anything with dreams, soul life purpose? No. Although someday maybe, because I have very vivid dreams and I'm constantly receiving healing ideas in my dreams and messages. So maybe someday my journey will take me there. It would not surprise me if it did in some way. I am learning healing QHHT through Dolores Cannon right now, which I know is not about dreams. It's more about past life regressing and healing. It's going to be very interesting how this plays out in my life too, simply because hypnotizing people over the internet is probably not the best idea. Because what if you were hypnotized into like a different life and you couldn't get out and you like freaked out, right? So I've got to figure out a way